Hello everyone. Today, we delve into the latest developments surrounding NIO and the broader market landscape. We'll explore potential short-term trends, examine key factors impacting NIO performance, and discuss notable industry insights. NIO's unique position in the electric vehicle market and recent advancements in battery swapping technology make for an exciting discussion. Join us as we break down the intricacies of NIO's journey in this dynamic landscape. Now, let's talk about what's happening with NIO in the short term and the broader market. I'd also like to share some significant factors influencing NIO performance. However, I'd appreciate more details as NIO has been doing some remarkable things that are genuinely astonishing. But before we get into that, perhaps we should start by discussing what the news is saying and what the short-term outlook for NIO's share price is. Now, let's dive into what's happening in the market. Once again, the market has shown a strong negative trend, as we've observed the SPY declining. The market appears to be weakening over time. For the short term, I'd like to show you some interesting insights. Let's take a look at the SPY. First of all, you have a pattern that appears similar to a head and shoulders, and we also have a possibility that it may reject below the 50 EMA. If we close below 430 in the early days of next week, there's a higher chance of further downside, possibly retesting the first resistance, which may now become support at around 425. This is quite likely, and if we complete the measured move to the downside, we might revisit 420, which is entirely plausible. Now, the market is looking somewhat weak, which is not the usual case this time. It will also have an impact on other sectors. Tesla has earnings next week. However, remember, we have a pattern that resembles a head and shoulders. Its asymmetry suggests that Tesla could potentially drop to 248 or even lower, perhaps to 243 if it breaks down. So we're closely monitoring these levels. Tesla also seems a bit bearish. In the case of NIO was trying hard to push the market further, but it's somewhat stuck in range trading to some extent. It dipped a bit yesterday, but one thing about NIO is that it's still trying to gain momentum. So we are looking at 8.3 as support and around 8.58 and 8.6 as resistance levels. If it can break above 8.6, there might be more upside potential. Otherwise, it may remain within these levels. But it's important to note that NIO appears somewhat different from the market because the company earnings per share is projected to be around a loss of $0.43. This is a slight decrease compared to the same quarter last year. However, there are signs of improvement in estimates, and there's a higher chance of buy ratings compared to before. NIO, once again, is holding interesting ties in the automotive industry. Currently, the automotive industry is ranked 152. Despite all this news, there's talk about the potential for a good performance in NIO earnings. This can be very interesting. We need to see if the estimates match what is possible. So that's one reason. Another reason is related to the recent inflation numbers. Right now, NIO seems to be just holding steady. It looks quite flat, but I believe its range will continue to be similar to what it has been recently. If you look at its performance over the past few days, you can see that it has been stuck in a range, often between $8 and $9. It has mostly stayed in this range, so it could remain in this range for a while, but things can change over the long term. I will discuss more about this tomorrow. Apple has had a significant rejection. The daily candle looks very bearish. If it goes below 178, I can see it dropping to around 176.5. QQQ also looks a bit bearish. We have a head and shoulders pattern, just like in SPY. This suggests it could go down to around 360. Things seem a bit weak. Let's see how it plays out. Now, regarding NIO, I just want to mention one thing. At least for the medium to long term, it's good for the company, but in the short term, NIO might dip a bit. The market might temporarily slow it down a bit, but I'm more bullish for November and December because the market generally performs well during that time, and NIO tends to follow suit. Now, NIO has announced that they have done 30 million battery swaps, and this happened a few days ago. But I want to talk a bit more about this, and they are going to improve their charging experiences. NIO is telling us some interesting things. They say that with the potential of these battery swap stations, they have the power that is often not found in other companies. Now more people are paying attention to them, especially outside of Europe. And after this catalyst, I believe the battery swapping industry is still big for them. Maybe they didn't invent it, but they seized the opportunity. With this, I just want to say that they have found a lot of success in the micro-mobility segments worldwide. And now it's growing in the USA as well. Now as more people are getting into EV, this could be a big motivator for them, especially in Europe. This is a big deal. This is a major success they have achieved. It took them 4 years to swap 10 million batteries, then just 9 months to double that, and a little more time to reach 30 million. My point is that they are getting stronger, they are growing rapidly, and this process is happening quickly. You can see it here as well. According to the new President Shen Fei report, according to the automaker, battery swaps are better for long-distance trips because the process is faster, around 9 to 10 minutes, compared to sitting at a charging station. And then they have about 2,300 more in China, which is again great news for them. So we're seeing how quickly they can reach these 40 million swaps. They'll have over 1,000 new stations very soon, which is big news for them. And they're proving once again that battery swapping technology works. To me, this is a significant development. I believe that when the news comes out that they've done 50 million or 100 million swaps, it could potentially be beneficial for the share price because NIO has a significant comparative advantage in this technology compared to other companies. The flexibility from charging to battery swapping is excellent. I'm excited about the future for this company. Now this is significant news for them. Currently, the trading volume is around 28 million. There isn't anything particularly unusual in the data. Deutsche Bank is still giving it a buy rating, and the price ratio is somewhat flat because it closely aligns with the market sentiment. Let's see if there will be any changes. Right now, NIO is trying to outperform the market temporarily. But I want to let you all know that there are some risks of further downturn because certain parts of the market are weak, and if the market experiences more decline, there's a risk that NIO could come down to around $8. The current setup doesn't look too bad, at least from a technical perspective. I'm seeing some potential for a move lower, but as I mentioned before, this is just another buying opportunity for November and December. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing and see you in the next video.